Hey, Coach, thanks for taking the time today.
Thanks, Shay.
We'll start with Ruben, and then we'll go to Elliot.
Hey, Nick, through 6 games, you guys had 2 takeaways. Last 10 games, you have 23. What factors do you think went into the turnaround in that area?
Yeah, we sure spent a lot of time on that, about on takeaways, on protecting the football. It's an emphasis in every meeting that we have. Every time they're out in the field, guys are doing a great job of getting after the ball, and sometimes that's just the way this goes. And you have a streak where you start, you open up some turnovers, guys get confidence on how to do it, and the techniques and all those different things that play into it, and you just kind of get on the roll, and I guess that's kind of what's happened.
Nick, now that you guys are locked into the 2 seed, have you made a decision on if you're going to play the starters next week and give Saquon a chance to set the record?
Yeah, still not there. And then, obviously, I gave the players off today. They'll be back in a couple days, or they'll be back in next time. By the next time I talk to you, they'll be back in. And so I'll always inform them before I inform anybody else I know you guys are going to want that answer as soon as you guys can get it. And I'll try to help you guys do your job as much as I possibly can. But I'll always inform our players of things first. But still sorting through things right now at this particular moment.
We'll go to Brooks and then Tim.
Yeah, Nick, is Jaylen Herz yet out of concussion protocol?
Yeah, no new information on there. Haven't met with our medical team yet. Still going through our game evaluations today, and then we'll move on here to the Giants. But no new news for you guys on the injury front.
And
We'll go
sorry to follow on that. If he does come out this week, I know you say you haven't made a decision, but what do you weigh kind of in a final game, him being out this past game, going into the playoffs, whether you think he needs on-game experience before, getting into the playoffs?
Yeah, you take everything into account. Try to do the best thing for the team and try to do the best thing for each individual player as well. And so that's where we'll be. No decisions yet on anything.
We'll go to Tim and then Ed.
Nick, how do you guys attack this week? I mean, you have one of two potential playoff opponents in the Packers and the Commanders, and obviously the Giants week 17, or week 18, excuse me. So how do you sort of divvy up, those responsibilities as you're looking ahead towards the playoffs?
Yeah, get ready for the Giants. Everything we need to do in a normal week, we got to do this week, and get ready to play the Giants on Sunday.
So you're not doing any you don't do advanced work this week?
Just we take one day at a time, 1 week at a time, getting ready for the Giants.
Yeah. We'll go to Ed and then Olivia.
Yeah, hi, Nick. I just want to ask you about Cam Jurgens. I know the season started, with a lot of questions about, Jason Kelce retiring and, how Cam would do. Now that you've had a full season with him as a starting center, what are your thoughts about him and how he's played and how he's kind of been able to fill those shoes?
Yeah, I think he's done a really nice job. It's never easy to replace a legend, which we all know how special of a player and leader Jason Kelce was, and so he's had to step in and fill those shoes, and I think he's done a really nice job. Obviously you look at everything first. You look at having 13 wins. Cam, the center of a 13-win football team. You can't. He's got to play good for that to happen. So he's played good for us to be able to do that. You got a 2,000-yard rusher, which is special, right? The center's got to play good for that to happen as well. And so, I think all the writing's on the wall of how good a football he's played and all the good things that he's done based off of what this team has done. And never easy to do what he had to do there, but he's really played good football through these 16 games.
We'll go to Olivia and then Dave.
Hey, Nick, Kenny said after the game that he was going to get more tests done on his ribs. How is he doing? And does his injury give you any pause about playing him for any amount of time against the Giants this weekend?
Yeah, we'll see where he is as the week continues. I again haven't met with them yet on this, with the injuries or anything like that. So I'll have more information for you next time we talk. But Kenny sure showed, toughness, to be able to go out there. I mean, and he was able to go out there and play really good football to help us, win that football game, through something that is very painful. And so it just shows you how tough of a competitor he is and how tough of a person he is that he went out and did those things. So really excited for him with how he played, and I'm sure he's sore. I'll let him answer that. Again, don't have that information, but I'm sure he is. Yeah, just what all I can say, is we got a group of tough football players in here, and that shows in a lot of different ways. That shows through your mental toughness, your physical toughness, and your ability to play through things and play through pain, which at this point of the year, everyone's playing through pain. But Kenny, really just a special performance, through the circumstances.
We'll go to Dave and then John.
Hey, Nick, this week, if you're able to get some second and third string players snaps, what's the value in that for them and also for the team?
Yeah, again, don't know obviously where we are yet with that, but anytime anybody's able to play, game reps and meaningful snaps in the NFL, that's huge. It gives you an evaluation process. It gives you those guys an opportunity that haven't got an opportunity to play in meaningful reps. So, that's always huge when you can do that. Like I said, we'll see where we are with that, but good opportunity if that is the way we go.
We'll go to John and then Martin.
Hey, Nick, this is your fourth time, coming to the end of the season, reaching the playoffs. Understand you got week 18 to go, but just how much you've been in different circumstances, how much of your approach has changed over the years, or has it?
Yeah. Again, you try to grow each year and each day that you go through this thing, and try to get better from the mistakes that you've made, and try to even get better from the good things you felt like you've done. And so, that's my message to the guys, is constantly grow every single day. I'm not just saying that to those guys. I'm saying that to myself. I'm saying that to our staff, players, coaches, and myself. So, you think that you go through this enough, and you go through these things, you're never going to have it all figured out. That's for darn sure. You're learning something new every day on this job. But it's just a matter of, can you get better from all those things each and every day, and so you feel more prep. Every day I'm on this job, I feel that I've gotten a little bit better each day, and so I guess that to answer that, I'm 4 years better, I guess is what I'm saying.
We'll go to Martin and then Bob.
Hey, Nick, getting back to Tanner McKee, I mean, obviously, he was able to get in the game the other day. How important is that for his development? Obviously, since he really hadn't gotten into a game in just about 2 full seasons, and what did you think about the way he played?
Yeah, obviously, hit 3 for 4 with 2 touchdowns. That's pretty darn good. And then threw another one that AJ made, probably one of the best catches I've ever seen on. He just happened to be a little bit out of bounds, but ball was in the right place. He went with the right place with the football. Accurate with the football, ran our offense well, got us in and out of checks, was sound with his communication at the line of scrimmage and in the huddle. I mean, he did a lot of good things. And so anytime these guys get to play in these situations, in game situations, and in preseason, you do your best to simulate that, but it's huge when you're able to get one of these 17 games in and play in that. And so anytime any player is able to do that, that's huge, especially at the quarterback position. So Tanner did a lot of really good things, as I mentioned, and we're excited about him. We're excited about, him and Kenny. So, I really love that room with Jaylen and those 2 guys being his backups. Really just got a lot of respect for that room and all the things that room's been able to, how they've been able to continue to get better as the year has progressed.
We have time for 2 more, so we'll finish with Bob and Jeff.
Hey, Nick, two quick things. One, Slice said that Kenny's ribs were broken yesterday after the game. I know he's not a doctor, but is that the case?
Kenny was hurt, and he had rib issues, and so I mean, he was dealing with rib pain for sure.
And the other thing I just wanted to ask you, so you've had decisions to make at the last game of the season all 4 years here. Now, your first year, you guys couldn't improve any on the seating. The other 2 years, you were still alive for something. How much did those things play into those decisions at that time?
Yeah, every year is a little different, right? And every team's different. And so I believe that first year, right, we were locked into the 7th seed. And so, we decided to do what we did in that game. In 22, if I remember right, we were playing still to win the division and the 1 seed at that particular time. I think we had won 13 games at that point, and Dallas had won 12. And I think Dallas lost at the end of the year, and we won. But we had to win that game to get the 1 seed and get to the division. So a little different scenario there. The Giants rested players in that game, if I remember correctly. Last year, there was still a chance that we could have won the division. In that, it was kind of a little bit like 22 because we could have still won the division there had the Cowboys lost and had we won. So it was kind of the flip there. And then this year, right, we're locked into the 2 seed. So every year is a little different, has been a little different. I'd say it's still not a handbook of like, hey, if we're in this, I'm going to do that. And if we're in this, we'll do that. Every team's a little bit different. Every year's a little bit different. The situation may be similar. You use those past experiences to help you. But you got to feel where your team is and those different things to make the best decision for the 2024 Eagles and the individuals on that team.
We'll finish with Jeff here.
Nick, what went into the decision to have Jake Elliott handle kickoffs? And do you think suggesting that Braden would remain the kicker on Friday played a role in the success you guys had kicking off?
Again, with that right there, we knew we had a big job to do with Turpin back there. I mean, he is a special football player. And so, we wanted to do something there to, with some of the ball placements that we were doing and where the ball was getting kicked. We thought Jake gave us an opportunity to be the best, gave us the best opportunity to do that. And I can't say enough of how good the special teams unit, Turpin was able to get out of there one time, they had a hold on that play to help him do that. But he's a dangerous player, and for us to do what we did on kickoffs, with all the kickoffs that we had to limit his big play ability, and also on the punts, I think Braden and Jake did an excellent job there, and our kickoff units and our punt units there. So, again, was really pleased with the way the special teams units went out there. And anytime you got a player like that on the other side of the ball, that you got sleepless nights as a coach, and you're thinking about that an awful lot. And so anytime you're able to do that against one of the players in this, like Turpin is in this league, hats off to our special teams guys, the special teams coaches, Coach Clay, Coach Brown, Coach Panunzio. Great job by them, and then great job by our players are going out and executing.
Thanks for the time, Coach.